Sometimes I love to try vegetables that I haven't used before. I've obviously eaten artichokes, but I haven't cooked them fresh before, so this is my first time. So these were on sale, and it was a great deal, so I decided to try some fresh artichokes. But in the course of last week, I did make some hors d'oeuvres with the canned artichokes, and then they were really delicious. So I would try to cook this in a number of ways. So because it's my first time, I'm just going to start cooking with just one. And I'll try to do it in 4 different ways to see how it turns out. So this is how the artichokes look like. This is a huge one. Kind of like a crude apple. Since this is my first time of cooking an artichoke, I had to go through a number of videos on YouTube. So I'm going to be giving credit to the videos that I looked in my comment section or description section. So in washing this, you have to be very careful as it's very pokey. So I'm going to open them up a little bit and then try to get all the dirt out. But if you feel it's too dirty, you can just soak this in water and perhaps try to shake it up this way for all the dirt to go out. So after cleaning, I'm going to cut it all up. For this recipe for my artichoke, I'm going to leave the stem on, and I think I'll leave the stem on for the rest of the 3 that are remaining. And then you can peel it down. Use a sharp knife. I don't have really sharp knives here, but I think I can make do with this. You can peel it down any way you want. You can use a peeler if you want. Hopefully this should turn out good. That's kind of soft. So I'm going to peel off the ends here, as this side is very tough, but it looks like this is soft enough. So I'll just peel off the first layer and see what the second layer has for me. Let me use my nails to see how soft it is. Okay, it's kind of soft. So for this one, I'll stop over here and then use a scissors to cut to the middle. Oops, this just poked me. Very sharp, so be careful when you're doing this. So I'm using a kitchen scissors here to cut them around, as the ends of the leaves are hard to chew on. So I'll continue cutting this till I get to the top. So I'll cut this off. Just twist it around and cut. You can make it in layered form. Oh, you can even feel how rough it is from the cutting. It sounds really rough here. And I don't know why they don't eat the leaves here. Perhaps in my next recipe, I might just have to blend up all the cut off ends and see what it gives me. So I'm almost to the top here. Now you get a very nice shape. So when I reach there, I'm going to cut off here. My knife is not very sharp, so bear with me. Oh, already you come across the pink section that is not edible. So I'm going to be scooping that off. I hope you can see. Trying to tape this by myself here. I'm going to take a spoon to scoop out this section of the artichoke that is not edible. It's kind of floury. And here it's called the choke. Hopefully I'm right on that. Ooh, it's kind of fibrous as well. Kind of hairy as well. You can see the hair. So I'll continue to do this till I take it all out. This oxidizes very fast, so already it's beginning to change color. So I do not have lemon juice, but I have some oranges that I've had for a while, and they are very sour. So hopefully, I think hopefully it should work for me. So I'm just going to roll this in the orange juice and continue cutting. For the next artichoke that I'm going to cook sometime tomorrow, I'm going to use some lemon juice, fresh lemon. So this one, I'm going to divide this into 4 pieces. So I dipped it in half a cup of orange juice. I've cut this into half, and as you can see, I didn't completely remove the choke, so I have to use the knife to further clean it up. But I'll quarter it, cut the half into quarters, and then I'm trying to take out the remaining portions that I didn't do very well. So I'm trying to take out the choke here. So in doing this, be very careful and make sure you know your knife. Okay, and I'll put it in the orange juice here. Hopefully that works for me. I'll quarter this one too. And try to remove the choke. There's some fibrous structures here. I hope you can see this. I don't know if I can zoom in good. So there you have some fibrous sections here that I'll scoop out. I'll still leave the green parts on. If you feel it needs rinsing, you can go ahead and do that. I'll put it here, and as you can see, oxidation is already taking place, so it's getting browner, but that should be fine. Oh, the softer part, which is the heart. After I'm done, I'll show you the rest of the process in my cooking pot. It's turning color very fast, so I'm going to be fetching the orange juice and dripping it over. Alright. Then I'll go cook it in my pot here. I'm going to be cooking it in a sauce. So for this, I still have my very sour orange juice that I have. I have 2 cups here that I'll put in. And into that, I'm going to be adding 1.5 teaspoons of jalapeno pepper, and I have 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper. I have 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, and I have 1/2 teaspoon of some Himalayan salt. You can use any salts that you are comfortable using. So I'm going to be pouring all this in. It's stuck to the bowl because of the fresh jalapeno pepper, so I'm going to use the juice of the orange here to rinse it all out. And into that, I'm going to be adding some 2 tablespoons of agave. You can use honey if you want. And I'll stir this all together. Taste to see how you like it. It is good. Then into that, I'm going to be adding about 1 tablespoon to 2 ground mustard. 1. It's good to start with 2 and see how hot you want it. Stir it all around. Okay, the 2 tastes good for now. So into this, I'm going to be putting my quartered artichokes face down. I'll turn them as needed. And I'm going to be pouring in the 1/2 cup of the orange juice that I use to base them to prevent oxidation. And I'll cover this and let it cook. I'll let this cook for about 20 minutes. This has been boiling for 20 minutes. So I'm going to remove the lid here and then flip them over. The inside is already soft here. And the color is not too bad. They haven't turned too brown here. And I'll let it cook for an additional 15 to 20 minutes. It's cooking between 6 and 7 on my stove here. I don't know what translates into other people's stoves. So I'm going to add some 15 minutes or 20. I'll do 20 again. And then for the next 20 minutes, I'll let it cook. I'm going to check 10 minutes into the second 20 minutes of cooking, because my intent is to make use of the liquid that is cooking in, so that I'll further enhance it and use it as a dip. The artichokes have cooked for an extra 20 minutes. I decided to put 20 instead of 15. So I'm going to take the lid off and I'll try poking. It's very soft by the heart. Let me turn it around to see what the color is. It's not looking bad. And then the juice has thickened up a little bit. So at this stage, if you want, you can add a tablespoon of butter to this juice. But instead of the butter, I'm going to be adding some hemp oil. So I'm going to add a tablespoon of hemp oil, or if you want, you can use extra virgin oil or avocado oil or any oil of your choice. I'm going to taste to be sure it's okay. I think it needs a little salt. So let me see what I can do about the salt. So I'll just add a pinch of salt. Let's see, about, I'm measuring this to be sure of the quantity of salt I'm using. So this is another 1/4 teaspoon. I'll stir it around, and as you can see, the sauce has thickened up. So before you take it off, it's cooked. I'll flip them over. And try to put the sauce over them. Then I'll show you how to put it all together in a plate. I'm going to be taking them off the pot here and putting them into this plate. Then after that, I'm going to be pouring all the sauce into it. Okay, there you have my first trial of cooking fresh artichokes. The sauce has thickened up a little bit here because I started with 2 cups of orange juice, and I did add the 1/2 cup of the orange juice that I used to base it to prevent oxidation. So now you can put a bowl in the middle here and add the sauce into it so that you can dip it in. So in eating, if you want, you can further divide this into smaller pieces by dividing each piece into half, and then or you can just pluck each leaf. Hopefully, if I'm going to do that, I have to take off this one. It's very soft right now.